In this video, we will walk through digitizing the streets in our neighborhood. The yellow polygon denotes our digitizing area. We will digitize only the streets inside this area. If a street extends beyond the yellow polygon, we will digitize only the portion that is inside the polygon. There is one street that extends beyond this polygon, which is Candy Lane. Let's start digitizing this street. I will zoom to where the street exits the digitizing area on the south. To digitize this feature, we will draw a line down the middle of the street. It's what we call the road center line. Do not digitize along the edges of the street. We'll begin by clicking the Create tool on the Edit toolbar, which opens the Create Features pane. Click on Streets and select the Line tool. Move the mouse to the point where the digitizing area intersects our road. Note that snapping is turned on. Snapping options can be set in the Edit tab of the ribbon or in this dialog at the bottom of the display. When you digitize, zoom in to see the area in detail. You can pan the map while digitizing by pressing the scroll wheel and dragging the mouse. You can also press the C key on the keyboard and drag the mouse while pressing the left mouse button. Click to start digitizing the line. I will move to the north end of the street where it intersects the drawing area polygon and click again to add a vertex at this location. Because this is the endpoint of my street, I will press the F2 key to complete the feature. Next, I will add the name of the street in the field that you added when you created the feature class. Click the Attributes tool in the Edit tab of the ribbon to view the Attributes pane and type Candy Lane. When typing the street name, do not use all caps. Also, use the abbreviations for the various street types. For example, LN for lane, ST for street, RD for road, and so on. Let's digitize the other streets. I will next digitize streets in the southern part of the neighborhood. Again, digitize the line down the center of the road. I will begin where the cursor snaps to the Candy Lane line that I just drew. Because this street is a short, straight street, I will go to the end of the street and complete the feature. I will skip entering the rest of the street names. Next, I will digitize the street one block north. As you can see, the street has a slight change in direction. I will click to add a vertex where the street changes direction, and then add a vertex at the end of the street. Press F2 to complete the feature. Now I will digitize the cross street. So far, I've added 4 streets. Next, I will show you a trick to speed up the process for the next batch of streets that I will digitize. Notice this street that runs east-west along the north side of the subdivision. It turns and connects to a north-south running street, which in turn connects to another east-west running street. Rather than digitizing these streets as 3 separate features, I'm going to speed up the process by drawing these 3 streets as one feature, and then I will divide that line into separate streets. I'll start at the intersection of Candy Lane and then move to the east end of the street where it begins to curve. To draw a smooth curve, do not click along the path using the Line tool. I will instead switch to the Endpoint Arc Segment tool. The way the Endpoint Arc Segment tool works is that you add a vertex at the beginning of the curve and then at the end of the curve. Next, you move your mouse to the midpoint of the curve and add the final vertex. To continue the line, I will switch back to the Line tool. The next 2 segments are straight, so I need only to add 2 more vertices before ending the feature. Use the middle of the cul-de-sac for the location of the final vertex. The pavement extending to the east of the cul-de-sac is a driveway, so do not digitize it. You will see it labeled as a street on some maps. When I zoom back out, you can see that there is one long street feature. What I want to do now is split this into 3 different segments. With the feature selected, go to the Tools group on the Edit tab of the ribbon and select Split. At the south end, where the feature makes a 90-degree turn to the east, I will click once, then click again on the vertex in the line, and then double-click to complete the splitting process. I can confirm that I now have two streets by selecting a line on either side of where I performed the split. Next, I will split the street to divide the east-west street from the north-south street. First, select the segment, and we will choose a position about here to split it. Instead of using a vertex in the line as a location to perform the split, I will click once to start the split and go straight across, then double-click to finish the split. Next, I will digitize the final east-west street. Again, I will start at Candy Lane and finish the street at the north-south street that I just digitized. Next, I will digitize the other north-south street. I will start at the southern end. When I reach the curve in the road, I again switch to the Endpoint Arc Segment tool. Then I switch back to the Line tool and complete the road. The final street that I need to digitize is Lake Michael Drive, which you can see curves around the lake and ends in a cul-de-sac. Instead of using the Endpoint Arc Segment tool like I did with the previous curves, I will add vertices along the street using the Line tool. You will see initially that the changes in direction in this street are angular because the Line tool draws straight line segments between vertices. Because the curvature of the street is gentle, I will smooth the line. In the Tools group in the Edit tab of the ribbon, I will select the Generalize tool. There are three different generalization options here. Simplify removes vertices from a feature while maintaining its general shape. Densify converts a feature into a series of line segments at a specified constant interval. I will use Smooth, which converts straight edges and angular corners into curves. Note the maximum allowable offset parameter. This value is the maximum distance that the smooth geometry can differ from the original feature. You can see what happens if I increase the offset to 100 feet. For features at this scale, you will want to keep the offset very small, typically 0 or 1 foot. I will click Generalize to apply the process. When I zoom back out, you will see that all of the streets in the neighborhood have been digitized. Before moving on, don't forget to save your edits.